We've been in the pews, we've been behind the pulpits, and now we're just trying to stay rooted in grace. If you love Jesus but don't always know where you fit, you're not alone. Welcome to the Two Kids in a Pew podcast. Well, hello, thank you so much for joining us. As we said, my name is Tyler, and this is...
I'm AJ.
And today is our first time ever doing a podcast, and we just wanted to get together to talk to you guys. Everyone out there, we just wanted to talk to you and tell you a little bit about our stories, tell a bit about Jesus, and maybe we'll bring some guests on and different things and all that. And yeah.
Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah. So how was getting here? I know we're a little far away. So
yeah, it's about an hour drive. It's the crazy people on the way up here you got to watch out for. But I mean,
yeah,
it was a fun drive. Me and my youngest Riley, you know Riley, but they don't. But
yeah,
Riley came up with me, and we just had a nice little daddy-daughter talk on the way up here. Just listen to some worship music, just having fun. We passed Touchdown Jesus on the way up here.
It's Hug Me Jesus.
Hug Me Jesus, right? I don't know what they call it nowadays, but it was funny because Riley was like, "Dad, if there's fish in that pond, you know, they're probably having church every day." It's that kind of thing. That's what I love about being a dad. You know what I mean? Just the kids' outlook on life, and just, you know, having that faith that the children have. You know what I mean? It grows my faith too.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but.
And not to jump into it too quick, but the part that I love about being a dad is that, like, they ask questions that I had never thought about in the Bible, and it's like, I never thought about that. Let me think.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it's really in depth too. And it's like, what the crap? How did you think about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I get that. But yeah, it was a good ride. It was definitely above our norm. It's our first time coming up and visit with you. So thanks for having us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were both excited to get up here. We prayed on the way up here and everything too. And, you know, I keep trying to tell my kids, no matter what we do, as long as we have Christ at the center of everything. I know it sounds funny, you know, it's not like you're praying to somebody that you can't see. You don't understand it sometimes, but man, as long as you keep him first in everything, man, he's going to bless you tenfold. And I expect that's what he's going to do with us here too. Right. I was telling her on the way up here.
Yeah.
But I love seeing that with my kids. I love giving them the kind of confidence that they need where they're at in their walk with the Lord, and just seeing them grow. There's sometimes I feel like my kids have grown past some adults sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But no, like, we're excited. We're ready to have some fun.
Yeah. So let's, but before we jump into, like, the kids stuff, like, tell me a little bit about, where you, like, how you grew up. I mean, I know a lot of the stories, but, like, tell me, how you grew up and all that good stuff. And I'll jump in.
My whole life story, I'm going to be honest with you. My whole life story, I've always felt like the God's always tried to get a hold of me. You know, I grew up in church, My dad wasn't always a pastor, but, you know, he was somebody that was in church, you know. He became a pastor when I was about, I want to say in the 6th grade. And I didn't know what that meant. I was proud for him, you know, at the moment, but I didn't know what it meant for me. But I've seen a lot in ministry, and I've always tried to be the person that I don't ever want to do anything fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if the Lord's going to work in my life, I want him to have all the credit. I don't want to be the person that just, you know, I don't need accolades. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if I'm going to do something, I want to do it wholeheartedly, and I want God to be in it, because then he's the one that's going to get all the credit. And there's so much that's just going on in this crazy world right now where I feel like just people need to understand what Christ's love is. And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Just to show what Christ's love is, rather than the old, you know, fire and brimstone. I don't think it really works anymore. You know what I mean? You're going to hell.
Did it ever work?
You know what I mean? I don't think it is either. But when you realize that we're all going to hell,
Yeah.
and that Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice to punch our ticket for us, so we can have a room in heaven, it kind of changes your perspectives.
Oh yeah.
Because I grew up with the whole good versus evil, right? It's God versus Satan.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. It really isn't. It's you. It's your own choices.
Right.
You know, it's choose this day whom you serve. Choose this hour. And sometimes for me, it's choose this second, right?
Right.
You have to crucify your flesh daily, and it's not easy. I'll be the first to tell you, I've struggled with a lot of stuff in my life, even growing up in church.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm trying to be that perfect cookie cutter Christian, but, like, when you come to Christ, Christ was the sinless lamb that was slain for us. And because Christ was sinless and we put him first in our life, we're supposed to sin less.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still going to sin. There's nothing we can change about that because that's the world we live in. But through Christ and through his grace, we're able to sin less and hopefully keep him, first in our life. And honestly, that's all I've tried to do.
Right.
It's all, sometimes you don't understand when you're going through things, why am I going through this, Lord? I've been the kind of person to yell at God. I honestly believe when people have a true relationship with Jesus Christ and they talk to him just as much as I'm talking to you right now,
Mm-hmm.
if they did that, man, it's going to open up a whole new avenue for them spiritually. And probably some things they've been looking for their whole life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you said that, like, the growing up, the good versus evil kind of thing. And it kind of reminded me of, and this is no knock to this person because his ministry was phenomenal, but Carmen, the singer,
yeah. God rest his soul.
Yeah, phenomenal man of God. I think they just did a movie on him or something.
Did they?
Or they're getting ready to
If
release
they,
or something.
I'd watch it. That'd be a cool movie to check out.
Phenomenal, like his ministry and the work that he did. But I'm reminded of the song Champion. And like, if you think about it, like, again, I love this song. I've done many reenactments, theatrical reenactments of that song, but like it shows like this fight of good versus evil.
Right.
And the thing with it is like there is one time when the devil gives him a punch and Jesus gets knocked down.
Yeah.
And obviously that's representation of, Christ dying on the cross.
Right.
But if you think about it, like there's not even a boxing match.
Yeah.
Because Jesus, he
That's
has
true.
no rival.
Yeah.
Like he did, like,
Yeah. Bro, you're not even in the same league. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
Yeah. It's like we're playing women's softball versus, Major League Baseball. It's like they're two different things.
Yeah,
and,
bro.
And it's amazing because, like I said, we you and I grew up in the same church. We had that mentality of good versus evil, and it is, but there's no compare. Like you can't even.
When you really start to put it on that personal relationship level, man, it opens up your mind a little bit more to what Christ has in store for you.
Yeah.
Because dude, you can hear it all you want. You can go to church all you want, but until you're ready to apply it in your life, and until you're ready to allow Christ to do it, because man, I grew up with a baby boomer of a father, and I love him to death, but his dad, World War II veteran, was very black and white. This is the way it is.
Right.
And I grew up with that too, but my dumminess was always like, well, why?
Right.
And I'm the kind of kid that, you've heard me say this before, where, I got to pee on the electric fence, see if it's really electric. And then sometimes I go back for seconds or thirds because I didn't really understand the first time.
Right.
But, you understand now, like I kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier as a father, like why you are the way you are with your kids. And now I'm starting to understand why God is the way he is with me.
Mm-hmm.
If he gave me everything I wanted right now, I'd be a spoiled baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I got everything I ever wanted, what would I need God for? You know what I mean? So it's more than just, using God as a genie. You know what I mean? You wouldn't treat your significant other, your spouse, like that, right?
No.
If you want a successful marriage, you have to put in the effort.
Yeah.
If you want, a successful family, you have to put in the effort. It's not just going to happen on its own.
Right.
And to be honest with you, man, for the longest time, I thought things just had to be a certain way. You know what I mean? It worked out for this person this way, it worked out for this person this way.
Right.
And that just goes to show you the times that we're living in, man, because everybody's just like 15-second TikTok videos, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's life on Facebook looks better than yours, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the grass always looks greener on the other side. But I'm telling you, man, you dig deep enough, man, people's got, skeletons in their closets. They're dealing with problems that you better wish you never had to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you start to realize that everybody's really going through something, man, okay, who can fix everything?
Yeah.
Well, I found out through my life, my earthly father can't fix everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My father-in-law, I love him to death, but he can't fix everything.
Yeah.
There's going to be a time when they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
You and I know this from our grandfather, good godly man, and God rest his soul. I loved him to death, but when he's gone, he's gone now.
Yeah.
He's in a better place. He's got that new body. I can't wait. I can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my new body. But when you look toward these earthly mentors, if you will, or if it's just somebody you see on TikTok or YouTube or celebrity, whoever you like, bro, they're not going to be able to fix all your problems.
Right.
The only person that I know, tried and true method, that has been there for me when others haven't been, Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I find that I'm usually my own worst enemy, man. I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to um, putting a monkey wrench in on things, if you will. You
Right.
know, when I try to figure things out, I usually screw it up.
Hmm.
But the grace of God, you know, if I humbly go back to Him and I'm like, Lord, I messed up. You know, this is what I need to do. Not do I still have to face the consequences? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gets a lot easier when you realize that He's got your back, man. It really
Right.
does.
And going back to your relationship thing, it's like anything. If I just met my wife and I'm not talking outside of our initial meeting, how are we going to grow a relationship? Like,
Right.
how am I going to learn to love her? How is she going to learn to love me? How are we going to grow deeper together?
Yep.
And it's the same thing with God. Like, you can't just, coming to Jesus is this awesome, amazing thing. But what do you do after that?
Exactly.
Like, you can't just
Exactly.
go out and live your life as is, because when we have that moment, we're called to change.
Right.
And only God can do that change from the inside out.
And that's the thing. Christians need to realize once you come to Christ, that's wonderful, but we are now a part of His kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
We're not part of this earth.
Yeah.
Like this is not what He has in store for us.
No.
This place is corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen it in politics, we've seen it everywhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We're aliens. We're just
Exactly,
passerbys.
dude. We're travelers traveling through,
Mm-hmm.
man. And the way I like to look at it is not only we're travelers, but we're emissaries.
Mm-hmm.
We're emissaries for the King Himself, man.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like a modern day Christian Paul Revere, because I feel like Christ is coming back soon, man. And
Yeah.
I'm riding around. I don't care anymore. I'm going to scream it as loud as I can. I don't care. I'm not here for love and acceptance. I'm not, I really don't care about that stuff, man.
Right.
I care about pleasing the Lord, and the Lord wants me to get the message out to Him any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how I am, man. And I feel like more Christians are getting bolder that way too, man. And we need that.
Yeah.
We need that.
Absolutely. One of the things you said, and I hope you don't mind if I share this, you're talking about the grass is always greener. The other day we were talking and you were telling me, and again, I hope you don't mind me telling this. You said that you always look to my relationship and the things that I was given. And
Oh, yeah.
And it was a shock to me, because I'm like, yo, if you only knew like the struggles that I'm going through, the things that I've gone through in my life, or the trouble I've had financially, the trouble I've had with kids, the trouble I've had with, all the different things.
Yeah.
And it's like, just because somebody looks like they've arrived, and not that you thought that about me, but
Right.
Somebody looks like they have arrived.
Yeah.
We're all in this process called sanctification.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And we talked about this in the car ride a little bit ago, but like, we look at these celebrities, like the Shia LaBeouf or the Justin Bieber or whoever it is.
Dude, I've been seeing a bunch of them. Tyrese Gibson came
Yeah.
out and posting some stuff. Denzel Washington got baptized, bro.
Did
you
he
hear about
really?
that? Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, I saw a video of him getting baptized, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. I see. But the thing is like, as Christians, like, we see that more. Like, I remember Kanye, when Kanye first came out with his Christian album a couple years back, everybody was like, yeah, go Kanye. And I was right there with him. Like,
Yeah.
I jammed that album like nobody's business. I was able to play some relevant music in youth ministry.
Oh, yeah.
And it was cool. But then, like, all of a sudden you started seeing like all these things on social media where it's like, oh, he's still cussing, or he's still out drinking, he's still doing this, he's still doing that.
Yeah.
And like, first of all, it's not our job
Yeah.
to judge
No,
anybody.
yeah, not our job.
Like, if you're that person and you're in the comments,
Pray for him if you got an issue with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just pray for him.
absolutely. But if you're
Yeah.
that person, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but shut up.
No, it's the
Because
truth.
like, we're all in a process.
That reminds me. Let me pull out my Bible phone app while we're on.
Yeah,
this.
go for it.
But it kind of reminds me what in First Thessalonians I was telling you about the other day. I was praying, and the Lord told me this is kind of for us today.
Mhm.
But First Thessalonians chapter 4 verses 11 and 12, and that ye study to be quiet. So many of us Christians just want to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying Christians. That's the way I say it. I'm using that word loosely because,
Right.
I mean, to be honest with you, the modern day Christians, I feel like, is crucifying Christ again.
Yeah.
But we can go into that. But it says that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business. So be quiet, mind your own business.
Yeah.
And to do work with your own hands as I commanded you, that ye may walk honestly toward them that are without Christ, right? And that ye may be lack of nothing. So it just goes to show you, and I know you've probably heard this before, but for the viewers that haven't seen it, think of a pyramid, right? And whenever me and my wife got married, we had this conversation with my dad and and her dad. They're both Pentecostal preachers, so like fire and brimstone. I'm used to that.
Yeah.
But picture a pyramid, and you got Christ at the center focus, and you've got your spouse and yourself. The more you keep Christ first, keep Christ first, not your spouse,
Right.
not your spouse, Tyler.
Right.
I'm preaching myself when I say this. You know what I mean, I love my wife to death, and I'll bend over backwards for her. But if I'm not keeping Christ first in our relationship, it's hindering our relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, the goal with that whole pyramid thing is the more you draw closer to Christ, the more your spouse draws closer to Christ, the more you're going to draw closer to Christ together. And if God be for you, who be against you? And that sounds like a good trio, tag team, duo, whatever you want to call it, that I'm willing to go, to battle for.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we're not going closer to Christ, then where are we? Right? We're lost.
We're spinning circles, bro.
Right, we're spinning circles.
Yeah.
So
like you're up a creek without a paddle, but but think about this: you're paddling, but you're just going in circles.
It's like air guitar with the air paddle. But like we look at these celebrities and like we put them on a pedestal, and we believe that they should be like the perfect Christian. Like they should put everything that they had that they were doing wrong behind them.
Right.
And while that is an awesome thing if they can do that, it's this thing called sanctification. We're all a work in progress.
What's more than that too, though, Tyler? Because like I was telling you the other day, when I called and was venting to you, I'm just praying with you. The whole aspect of not just celebrities. I don't give a crap about celebrities. I've seen celebrities. I've seen celebrities, dude, they put their pants on the same way I do.
Yep.
But family members as well. And this is what I was telling you, humbly.
Yep.
I used to look up, we've got a big extended family. I used to look up to people like you, my brother, you know what I mean? Just other men, godly men who I thought were godly men, just trying, And it's like, I feel like this is where I need to be because this is where they're at. You know what I mean? And I would find myself comparing myself to people. And then it's like, well, okay, this is how the Lord blessed them. So this is what I need to do to get blessings from the Lord. And it's like, nah, bro, like God has his own relationship ready to give you, but you have to know how to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't build your faith off of other people.
Right. And I've always taught in youth ministry over the years is when you put your faith in man will fail you.
Oh yeah.
100%.
100%.
Every time. And I'm not saying that your brother or myself has failed at you as an individual, but like if I put my faith in this man is going to fail. Yeah. Something is going to happen along the way. I mean, look at all the different, and I don't want to go into names or anything, but all the different pastors, all the different people in ministry that are the higher ups, if you will, in ministry. The no names have fallen, but and I'm sure that they regret what they have done or what they're doing. But like when we put our faith in those people, that's when we get hurt. Yeah. And we're like, oh man, if Billy Graham didn't mess up, but oh man, if Billy Graham, if he can cheat on his wife, then I can cheat on my wife. Right. And I'm not saying.
Hey, Jimmy Swagger was a big one back in the day. Yeah. If you remember, like that guy got in trouble.
Yeah.
I think he was with his secretary or something like that.
He just passed away.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. And I'm just telling you what we saw. I'm not judging the guy or anything. Like, this is confirmed stuff that happens.
To confirm, we all fall.
Yeah, we all
fail.
And you have to.
And it's because of Christ that we are raised back to that moment. Yep. So Jimmy Swagger may have had that moment of weakness, but I believe that God has restored 100%. Him. And he has lived his life the way that he should have lived. Yeah.
I mean, to sit here and think you don't make mistakes, man. Like,
oh man. Put me at the top of the list.
Yeah, throw me on the top of the list, man.
What was it, Paul?
I screw up all the time.
Paul says something. I can paraphrasing, but I'm the worst of the sinners. Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you, Paul. Like I sin just as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
And it's when you put your faith in man is going to fail you.
Have you ever had that instance, even growing up as a kid, like where you put a little bit too much faith or too much stock in something somebody said to you about ministry or about your walk or hey, you should go apply at this job. You know what I mean? God told me you should go apply at this job. Well, why didn't you tell me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Have you ever had to deal with that yourself?
This is for all the viewers out there. If somebody says, hey, God told me to tell you, the first thing you need to do is look at their fruit. If they don't have fruit, then the thing you say to them is, bless you, brother.
Yeah.
Bless you, sister.
Bless you.
Because what they're saying is kooky, right? I don't trust you because I don't see any fruit. Now, if this person has all the fruit in the world and they're...
Well, I tell you what we could do. We could actually go over how does God speak to us? You know, God speaks through us through multiple ways. Mm-hmm. But you got to know if it's God. How do you know if it's God, Tyler? Yep. Weigh it with the scriptures. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, how God likes to speak to me is when I'm reading my Bible. Right. Sometimes when I'm reading, man, just something that print will come out just a little bit more than what it was before. I
Right.
could have read that passage 15 million times, Tyler, but for right now, holy crap, it's sinking in. Something's hitting me with this.
Yep.
So that's one way.
So if somebody tells you something and it doesn't line up with the
Yeah, if it
word,
doesn't line up with the word,
no
bro,
go.
no
No go.
bless you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Move on. Same thing with music. I
Mhm.
mean, I love music. I know you love music,
Yep.
especially worship music. I mean, it tugs on my heartstring. The Holy Spirit really starts hitting me when I get some good songs going.
Yeah.
And sometimes he'll talk to you through worship.
Mhm.
Complete strangers. Sometimes a complete stranger, like, hey man, you
Right.
look like a pastor, or,
Right.
man,
Right.
you know what I mean? Just stuff like that.
Emotions.
Exactly.
God speaks through our emotions all the time.
Exactly. So there's multiple ways, but the best way to do it, this is one thing I will tell you, he's never going to conflict with his word.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I mean? So if God told me to go buy a scratch off, really? Did he tell you to do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. I mean, if you want to have a serious relationship with Christ, man, take it seriously.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If you're wondering, there's a great song that's out right now. I don't know if you've heard it. Riley sang it at church a couple Sundays back, but it's Dust on Our Bibles. Have you heard that one?
Oh yeah. Josiah Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time I ever heard it was when she sang it. I never heard a guy before.
Yeah.
But when she sang that, the message in that song, it rings clear, man.
Mhm.
We've got dust on our Bibles, brand new iPhones.
Yeah.
And we wonder why the world's so screwed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
When's the last
100%.
time y'all dust off the Bible?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. 100%.
And that's a crazy part too. I know we live in a crazy world where it's like, man, I'm not good at studying, because I'm going to tell you, from my perspective, I was horrible. I'm still horrible at reading.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But
Not reading.
you have
comprehending.
Well, yeah.
That's the way
reading's
I am.
fine. It's the
Yeah, yeah.
comprehension.
I can read a book till I'm blue in the face, but comprehending.
But I will tell you this, man. Growing up, and you know this, Grandpa Woodruff especially, dude had third grade reading level. You want to talk about you could feel the Holy Spirit coming through when he was speaking in tongues or whatever, man.
Yep.
Like you could feel the presence of God.
Right.
And God used a donkey in the Bible. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And if he can use a donkey, he use a guy like me. You just have to be willing.
Right.
And also, it's like, I don't have to go to church to be saved. It's like, you're right, you don't. Where else are you getting the bread of life, though, if you're not studying it on your own?
Right.
Right? And then let's say when you do study, dude, you can do what I do. A lot of times I'll turn on a YouTube video and I'll listen.
Yeah.
Or the Bible app I got on my phone, I can just hit play and listen. As long as you're willing to listen to God's word and apply it in your life.
Yeah. That's
I'm
the
telling
key.
you-
That's
yeah.
the key.
I'm telling
Applying
you, your situation, whatever you're going through right now, is going to get so much easier.
Right. Yeah. And once we start to apply whatever it is that God's given us, that's when we start to see the transformation from the inside out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when you start to see, going back to the celebrities, you see the transformation in their lives.
Yeah.
I know I keep going back to the celebrity thing, but it resonates with people.
Yeah.
And so like the Kanye thing, I watched a full documentary on it, and he said, I'm working on my cussing. He said, and I've got myself down to, I'm allowed to cuss 2 times a day. And as funny as that is,
hey, if it works, man, if it's helping you, it's helping you.
absolutely, that's what we have to do. We have to set a boundary or set a goal, work towards that goal. And I know I didn't hear an interview after that, but like I'm sure he got down to 2 cuss words a day, and then he got to 1 cuss word a day. And
Right.
then hopefully he got down to, whatever it is.
It's like losing weight, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna lose weight unless you're in the mood to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the heck wants to go to a gym?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who the heck wants to get told what they're doing is wrong?
Right. Not me.
Why do you think churches are empty, man?
Yep.
Nobody wants to be told what they're doing is wrong. Everybody wants to live by the seat of their pants.
Right.
But when it's not working out for you and you're out in this stream right now, there's probably a reason why you're here.
Right.
But Christ is a tried and true method, man.
Yeah. So, was there ever a time like in your life where like you thought that church wasn't for you?
Where I thought it was, not really, because growing up, man, we live in the Rust Belt, dude. You know what I mean? Southern Ohio, along the Ohio River.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of God-fearing people. And I've always been loved and accepted by my crowd, but it was always me not feeling like I was good enough by that crowd.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like, even growing up, like I said, with parents being in the ministry, that was, looking back, I know I've talked to my dad about this before. That was one of the things that him and my mom constantly prayed for was, Lord, don't let our kids get lost to the ministry, because it happens to a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
And I will say this, I've always been the kind of person where I haven't really been hurt by the church. I've seen a lot of people get hurt by the church.
Mm.
But I've always been the kind of person, it's like I was almost using Jesus as an scapegoat. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
like a fire, break glass in case of an emergency. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I need to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just like I said, growing up and seeing other believers and other guys my age, and, you and my brother and just other guys my age, it's like, man, I feel like they're on fire for Jesus. It's like, I don't know if I'd ever get that way. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I mean, just being honest with you,
Yeah.
I felt like I was going through the motions. And this is somebody that grew up in church, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It took me basically going in the military. I went in the Marines, and I mean, dude, I was not living a good life. I was
Right.
not living a Christian life, man.
Yeah.
But I will tell you one thing that a sergeant told me when I was in the Marines: there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole.
Hmm.
When you're getting shot at, you're praying to somebody.
Yeah.
But it was one of those reasonings where I thought I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. This is what my career is going to be. And God said, nah, that's not where I want you.
Right.
There's been multiple times in my life where it's been that way, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
God says, no,
Right.
no, you're not doing that. That's not what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
And you can either kick against that,
Mm-hmm.
and life's going to be rough, man.
Gotta send a whale
Yeah.
or a big fish.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll send a giant fish to swallow you up, dude.
Yeah.
And you could sit there, and it's kind of like, oh, help me, Lord. It was when the prodigal son, it was like he had to come to his senses, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He had to get to that rock bottom spot to realize, man, okay,
Right.
I guess I better go back to what actually works.
Yeah.
Because everything I've been doing ain't working. You
Right.
know what I mean?
And it's not to say that the thing you thought you were going to be doing or thought you wanted to do was a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like public service. I love helping people, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me, going in the military, I looked up to my grandpa on my dad's side. He was a World War II veteran, and I love service. I love serving people. Just the thought of being part of something bigger than myself,
Yeah.
right? And I thought, man, it'd be cool to shoot some guns, you know what I mean? Wear those nice looking uniforms, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like you said, and it was all an honorable thing. It's like, I thought it was an honorable thing to do,
Mhm.
and it is. People that do that, I respect the heck out of people that do that, man. And I wish I could have made a career out of it, but God had other plans. And to be honest with you, I had really bad separation anxieties when I got out. It's like, man, I worked my butt off to get here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
and it's all getting thrown away for nothing.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic in itself, man.
Yeah.
If people want to talk about that, you don't always get what you want. It's like that song. You don't always get what you want. Anyways.
I taught a message once, and it was of Gideon. And Gideon was in a wine press when the angel came to him. And what was he doing in the wine press? Do you remember? He was threshing wheat.
Yeah, he was,
Like
a little off.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that a law? Isn't that weird though, to thresh wheat in the wine press?
Yeah, like threshing wheat, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Going in the military, not a bad thing.
Right.
For me, playing in a Christian heavy metal band, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I was doing a legitimate task, but in an illegitimate place.
Right. No, that's good.
So we were doing something that we thought was good.
Yeah.
I was ministering in my band and my music, but it wasn't in the place that God had called me to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I had to get to the point in my ministry where I said, this is a legitimate task.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it in an illegitimate place.
Right.
I need to go to do it in the legitimate place.
Yeah.
And when you step into what God has called you to do in that moment, when you're doing the legitimate task in the legitimate place, you're going to see that be blessed even more.
Isn't it funny how we think the illegitimate stuff's legitimate, but in God's eyes, it's like, dude, just get on my program.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like when you do, it gets easier. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? Like, so here's my analogy. What I tell people, and it's one thing that I've learned. When you're going through a storm, you got to remember, who owns the water? Who owns the ship?
Right.
Who's the guy steering the boat?
Yeah.
You're just there for the ride, brother. You know what I mean? Like, and you can try to, bail the water out. You can try to paddle in the opposite direction. You can try everything you can,
Right.
until you're blue in the face, until you run out of energy, your arms give out, legs give out, everything give out.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't gonna go nowhere. You're
Right.
you're stuck, man. But until you call on Christ, like the disciples did, right?
Yeah.
Call on Christ. We need your help, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? This is just a storm.
Right.
Be still.
Yeah.
Really? Be still? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And it's still. I'm telling you, man, people invite Christ in their most vulnerable places and spaces, man, and just sit back and watch because it'll blow your mind.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that when we talked about starting this podcast, is one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we were doing is we were being vulnerable, we were being authentic, and that we weren't going to give you this polished Sunday morning look.
Yeah.
That's so many that I've done, that I'm sure that at times you have done, that we've all done in our walks. We don't want to, I mean, guys, we mess up. We're broken people, and the only thing that can make us broken is Jesus. So I think that's when we talked about this, that's what we wanted to make sure that we brought to this podcast, is that, hey, we are real people. You know, I was a pastor for 15 years. You're an elder at your church. Is that correct? Or board member?
Whatever
Deacon?
you want to call it.
Same thing. But even in those titles, we are.
Doesn't mean I want to do it. I don't want to do it, God, but you know,
And that's how you know when the calling, getting back to hearing God's voice, that's when you know what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. Because a lot of the times when God calls us of something, you're just like, there is no way that I am going to be a deacon. There is no way that I am going to be a pastor.
Oh, dude, I got asked to start helping out with Sunday school. You know what I mean? And to me, here was my mind. It's like, dude, I'm younger than everybody that's in the Sunday school. Like, what am I going to teach?
Right.
Y'all older than me. Y'all should be teaching me some stuff. You know what I mean? But I was like, sure, why not? You know? And then, of course, devil wanted to attack me, and I had to have eye surgeries, and I had problems reading now. You know what I mean? But I'll still do it if I sound like Stuttering Stanley up there, and I'm just trying to figure words out because of my eyes. I don't care. I'm going to do it because that's what the Lord wants me to do.
Right.
And if I got to be a Moses and you be a modern day Aaron to help this hillbilly out, you know what I mean?
Right.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's the God doesn't call the qualified; He qualifies the called.
That's true.
And I know that's a very popular saying, but like, maybe you're not qualified to be a Bible study teacher. I know that I for a fact was not qualified to be a pastor.
Yeah.
Like, I just know it.
Yeah.
But for 15 years, God honored that, and He grew me in that. And without that, I don't know where I'd be.
I agree. I 100% agree. You saw Ozzy died, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you think of that? You think the Dark Prince? You think he made it, or what's your opinion?
I don't know. To be honest, well, first of all, it's not my place, and I know it's not.
Yeah, I know.
Place.
I know.
We talked about this earlier. It's not our places. Our places to say, oh yeah, he went to heaven.
Like I pray Jesus showed up to him.
Oh heck yeah.
Before he passed.
Yeah.
Because I would love to rock out with Ozzy in heaven. I think that'd be hilarious.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, do you think like there would be angel bats?
Yeah. Cherub. He'd be biting cherubs in half or something. Like, whoa, watch out for this guy. Nah, I don't think it'd be that great.
Did you know that he? I saw an interview that wasn't planned at all.
He thought it was rubber, dude.
He thought it was a rubber.
Yeah. Only make that mistake once in your life. You know?
Do I know? I don't know. I saw some things where he was baptized. And these are just things I saw online.
Right.
Like you said, I hope with everything in me that he did find God and that he did, find peace with that. But I don't know. Maybe.
I know he did a concert recently.
Yeah.
They raised like $180 million. Dude.
That's like a week or so ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like his last concert. That's the best way to go out as a musician, if you think about it, man. Like, I'm giving out my last concert.
It was called the farewell show.
He must have known, man.
He had to.
I mean, he knew something was coming up.
Yeah.
What would you say one of the hardest trials you ever had to face in your life was, and how did Christ help you overcome it?
That's tough. Because right now I'm in a season where it's tough. And my mom, one of the things that she's always told me is if you don't know what to do, don't do anything.
Yeah, don't do anything at all. Yep.
And so it's just like right now in the season that I'm in, it's a difficult season because I don't know what my next step is.
Right.
I've just stepped away.
You're kind of like where Christ told his disciples to go out 2 by 2 and not take a tunic.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, what do you mean? I can't take a change of clothes?
Right,
you know what I mean? Where's my food coming from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, no, it's
a
faith walk. So
for those of you out there that don't know, we've just recently stepped away from full-time ministry, and it's a difficult thing, but we don't know what's next. We don't know where God's leading us. And
You can either be sour or excited.
exactly.
Right? Those are your two options.
You can get bitter or you can get better. And I think in this moment, and in the walk that my wife and I are in, is there a little bit of bitterness in my flesh? Maybe.
You'd be lying if you said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the objective is to get better.
Right.
And so I think we talked the other day when like stuff hits the fan in your marriage can either get closer or you can be pulled farther apart.
True.
And so like these outside factors that are happening in my life, it's actually pushed my wife and I closer, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to choose to do that.
Oh yeah.
So like
I haven't always been that good, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's
and my
insane.
wife will tell you, like, there's been times where something happens to us and I go off on my wife.
Right.
And that's the worst thing to do.
Right.
The worst thing to do.
Right.
Like, why would you yell at somebody that's trying to help you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've had to go back and apologize for acting like an idiot in front of my wife and my kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, like I said, there's sometimes my flesh takes over, man, and I just like, seriously, man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did I let myself do that? You
Right.
know what I mean? But that's one thing I've had to get under control myself,
Mm-hmm.
dude, is just like tearing down the people that are here to help me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, why would you do that? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad you're going the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You have to, it's like you have to make the decision to grow together rather than grow apart.
Right.
In those moments or whatever it is, and if they're going off or what have you, and we've all failed. There's no judgment by any means on anybody's, from anybody. But if we're not consciously making that decision, then it's going to happen. You're going to drift apart.
Yeah.
So yeah, when times are tough, draw closer to those around you, and that's what's going to be the rock. And so many times, and I don't give my wife enough credit for this, she is the rock. She's my rock, aside from Jesus, of course.
Right.
But my earthly rock.
Yeah. She's your partner, man.
Of keeping
partner
me
in
stable,
crime. Yeah.
and building me up, giving me the confidence that I needed. I remember when I was doing full-time ministry, and there was a position that they were asking for somebody with a higher degree, and I didn't have that degree, and she built me up enough to apply, and she's like, you can do whatever it is that they're asking you to do.
Yeah.
What's going to hurt? Just apply.
Yeah.
And I did, and sure enough, I got the position.
That's awesome.
So she is the rock of for me, and when you have that person in your life, man, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
So
it really is.
But maybe we'll touch more on some church hurt stuff as we get more episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are episodes in themselves, dude.
Yeah.
You could talk about, man, because
and I know there's
stories.
I don't know the statistic, but if I'm just making up a statistic, I would say at least 80 to 90% of people have experienced some form of church hurt.
Oh yeah, dude. There's people in this world that they've been hurt more by Christians than non-Christians.
Yeah.
Because think about this, non-Christians, they're always there.
Yeah.
They always got the beer. They always got, and not that I'm just saying, I'm not trying to preach, but they've always got the alcohol. They got the drugs. They've got the answer. The world has the answer.
Mm-hmm. So they think.
Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? So their answers are always easy. They're always able to be there for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would say 80, 90% of people have been hurt more by Christians than non-Christians.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you got to understand, like, Christ isn't the Christian that hurt you. You know what I mean?
And a saying I've always loved is hurt people.
That's true.
And so, like, the reason I hurt you is because I'm hurt myself.
Right.
And so, and that may not be for everybody that's like that, but
no, I agree with that.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
There's only one man that was perfect, and we all know who that was.
Yeah.
And, I think, maybe we wrap up today for this episode.
Yeah, we'll try.
And, man, I think God's got some big things planned for two kids and a pew. And these aren't pews; these are swivel chairs.
Maybe we'll get a pew.
Ooh, I don't know. They gotta be cushioned.
Oh yeah, it definitely gonna be cushioned. Yeah, yeah. Lazy boy pew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have the ones that kick up with the feet?
If you do that, I might fall asleep. I
Fair
hope
enough.
people want to listen to me snore. You know, I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know. Drop us a line in the comments if you're watching via YouTube. Let us know what you think. You have any questions or anything? Maybe some topics that you want us to kind of hit on. I know we just kind of scratched the. I wouldn't even say we scratched the surface. Maybe we scuffed the surface.
Yeah.
Of a few things of our ministry lives, but PK. My dad was a youth leader at one point. He was in ministry. He was a deacon, so
Played drums, played the music.
Kind of a PK.
Yeah.
My kids are PKs, so we have lots of stories and things that we want to talk about. We definitely want to talk about the church hurt.
We're not your typical Christians.
No.
Yeah.
We got the experience.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Like Jesus loves us and our tattoos.
Yeah, pretty much. Tattoos are trashy. Who's got tattoos?
Yeah, I don't know who's got them.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching today. My name is Tyler. And
AJ.
And subscribe, like, do all the different things that they tell you to do on all the different podcasts, social medias, all the things. And we love you. And remember that Jesus is the only thing in your life that can make a change.
It's true. He loves you and he wants a relationship with you.
We love you.
We love you.
We'll see you next week.